say when you come out in public amongst Americans, you rap throughout the day. You rap. You come back home and say you tire.
Your tongue be hard. Your mouth be hard.
You tire. When some people they rap to put this thing. I rap for bird.
Bird.
Hate that thing. Cameroon girl and like that thing.
They put arrow for bird.
I hate that thing.
Bird. The fact that try.
Cameroon girl and like that thing.
Bird.
Yeah, I know that. You know, some people anyway when they just get their visa, so they just start rap them.
Hey.
But they don't even know road for airport.
They just start rap.
Afrique, et malheureusement Afrique sans fric. Oh, naso idée. Naso idée. Yendenika. Mais oui, c'est comme ça.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Now You Know podcast, brought to you by Stuck in the Middle. Shout out to our very good friends at Stuck in the Middle for giving us this platform to express ourselves. This is Blessing Ingwa. And today with me, I have Belna, a.k.a. Belnino. I have Aristide, a.k.a. Aristinho. I have Carlson, a.k.a. Chef Carl. And how are you guys doing today?
We are here.
I'm tired. This close to enter my skin.
We're good.
I have one thing to say though. I still want to know what do you have on your head? I just want to know.
When I see my log, I don't want to talk.
Chai. Okay.
Leave the guy alone.
I'm hoping that thing on your head is better than your actual haircut. That's what I'm saying.
Don't worry.
Wave check, man.
What's under it, bro? Don't worry.
Wave check.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, today we have two very special guests. What we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be talking about some underrated heroes. Let me repeat again. Underrated heroes. I mean, like, these are heroes that people don't even talk of them as they should be talking about them. Today we're going to be talking about single parents. Only my picking.
Loading.
No.
I see you socks.
Loading. You still use socks, good boy. Keep using socks. But what do you use socks for?
To protect his body parts.
Like his ankles and that type of stuff like that. Ankles and toes.
Exactly, you know.
Okay. Well, let's not waste time. Let's introduce our guest. How about that? Our very first guest. We go way back. Ladies and gentlemen, this girl used to pinch my ears in boarding school. This girl used to gene me, but now we're cool because I've grown taller and I'm more taller than her now. Anyways, she's from Houston, Texas. She goes by the name Adele Ama.
H-Town, baby.
Adele is a Scrum Master, even though I like to say Scrum Mistress for gender equality, but that's a conversation for today, actually. Not even another day today because we need mistresses. Anyways, Adele, welcome. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm doing well. Would you like
Remember
to tell the
back
audience?
in the days when you used to put minguin on a broomstick and dry it on your chair?
Oh.
For your chair in class.
Why do you want to embarrass me now in front of these people?
Anyway, I'm good. Nice to be with you all.
Thank you. We're glad to have you.
Thank
All
you.
right. Our second guest is Mr. Pascal Ado. Pascal is a project manager and F&S contracting. Pascal, welcome.
Well, thanks for having me.
We're glad to.
Hold on, Pascal. Pascal, I beg. Let him redo your introduction because he gave a big introduction for Adele. And then when it comes to you,
And
what
now,
is this?
You
Discrimination.
know what? Exactly.
Which kind of discrimination? Can you let me not talk this one. Anyways, Adele, would you like to say an interesting fact about yourself, or a fun fact, if I may say?
Fun fact about myself. One thing about me is I'm very quiet though. People might see me and think I'm so outgoing, but I'm a very quiet person.
It's
Not
always
easy
the
to
quiet ones.
disagree.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'm very reserved. If I don't know people, I'm not gonna talk. So I need to really feel the energy before I really, connect with people. So
Okay.
that's
Well,
one.
hopefully you connect with us tonight.
Exactly, and that's why I'm so happy to be here because I can feel the energy.
We're very much happy to have you with us. Pascal, would you like to tell us a fun fact about you?
About me, I don't think there's any fun fact about me. Well, what am I gonna say? Well, I like to meet new people, and I try to feel comfortable whenever I meet any person or any new group of people. Just make myself feel within.
Cool. Fantastic. So parenting. So I've never been a parent. I mean, hopefully one day I become a parent. But
Amen.
from looking at my brother and my sister-in-law raise their babies, I know it's not something easy. And then not even that, to raise a child by yourself, like, man, I'm terrified. I'm terrified even thinking about it. So how do you guys do it, Adele? How do you do it?
Well, luckily for me, it has not been easy. My daughter is about to be 8 in December. It's been a tough journey, but we thank God I have my mom here who really helps me, so I don't really feel the pressure or the pain or everything that comes with being a single parent. So I'm very grateful for that. Yeah.
It's always nice to have somebody who can help you out, right?
Exactly.
Like we say back home that, when you give birth to a child, it's everybody in the compound's child, right? Like everybody takes care of the child. And when the child gets in trouble, everybody whoops the child.
As I say, it takes a village to raise a child.
To raise a child, right. So Pascal, how is it for you?
Well, man, I'm a new dad. I guess my son is 8 months now.
Okay.
So it's been a tough journey. It didn't just start from when the child was born, but when when someone said, "Oh, I'm pregnant," that's where it begins right there.
Mm-hmm.
Guess now you have to start thinking about, it's not all about Pascal right now. You have to think about the little man. And it's been a tough road, and it's still tough, but at least I have a good support system around me right here. So, well, I have her mom, which is one. I have his grandma, and I have my parents too. So it's not that bad, but it's tough. It's tough on the pockets.
Right. I can imagine. I mean, I know that there are multiple reasons why people end up being single parents. I mean, like, what was it for you guys, like, the very first time, like, you realized that, okay, this was going to happen? Was it, like, were you ready for it? Was it something that you were very nervous about it? Or were you just like, whatever happens? Like, how was it for you guys?
I guess I'm going to go. Well, ladies first.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, gentlemen.
For me, it was really tough because I was still young. So, and I was in the university. I was in Boya. I was young. I was still living my life and stuff like that. So it wasn't something that I really expected, but it wasn't like it was a bad thing for me. So I knew that it's not like I wanted it, but I knew that whatever happens, because when you're doing things, be ready for the consequences, right?
Right.
So I knew that whatever happens, but it's not like I was ready or I planned for it. So it was kind of hard, especially because I was 19, and then, my dad had always told me that, what they say about boys, be careful. He always asked me, do you have a boyfriend? And I'll be like, no. So I was like, how am I going to tell this man that I'm pregnant? When he asked me, or my mom will always ask me, do you have a boyfriend? And I'll be like, no. So it was kind of tough. The most difficult part for me was how I was going to tell my parents. So, and also to tell the guy or my boyfriend at the time, or my baby daddy, however we want to call it, right? So I was like, in Boya, I've seen so many people say, no, that's not my child. I've seen so many people say, no, even if it's my child, you have to abort or something, and I wasn't ready for an abortion. I was ready it already happened, so I was ready to have my child. I was like, whatever the baby daddy says, I'm going to keep my child. And I never wanted any friends or any external, people to tell me what to do, because I'd made up my mind.
Right.
So for me, in the beginning, like I said, it wasn't something I expected or something I wanted, but I was ready to keep it, and I was willing to take up on the journey.
Mm-hmm. I get the sense of when you become pregnant, right? You just like you just automatically start thinking like a mom. Like, can you is that true? Can you agree with that?
Well, not that you really start thinking like a mom, but you know that you're expecting somebody that you'll be fully responsible for. Okay. So you have to start setting yourself up for those challenges, right? Mm-hmm. You might not really think like a mom in general, but you have to think towards being a mom.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Good.
Yeah, I think to add to that, I think you start thinking for two people, not just one person. Because,
exactly.
For example, you want to go and take a shot of Hennessy, like.
No, I don't have to.
I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
You go and drink water. So it's not just about yourself anymore.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to look at it. And Pascal, how was it for you when you discovered that's how it was going to be?
Well, I don't know. I've always loved kids, and I've always wanted to have a kid too. So when she told me she was pregnant, I was nervous. Like I could feel the butterflies in my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard the story, when she said, "Oh, I'm pregnant,"
mm-hmm.
and, man, it was nerve-wracking. I couldn't think for a quick minute. I was just sitting there quiet and focused. Like, okay. I had all these thoughts in my head. Okay, so what's she gonna do? She said, because it was with my ex, and we had just broken up a couple of months ago, and a birthday visit led to her getting pregnant. And I said, okay. She said she's pregnant. I said, well, I thought you were on birth control. I stopped it. I said, oh, okay. Well, at that particular instance, okay, so what we're going to do about it? She said, well, I'm keeping a baby. I said, well, I go for it. Because, I'm getting old enough. So now I said, hey, it is what it is. I love kids. And I just have to get myself financially. I was ready mentally to have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just financially, I wasn't, I was thinking about, it was all about Pascal. I attend every party I want to attend to, go out with my boys and everything. But right now you have to conserve yourself and say, okay, now you're about to have a child and you're about to be responsible for a whole human being. Mm-hmm. So you really have to reevaluate everything you do, put everything into perspective when it comes to the child, because now it's not about you right now. Everything you work for now, from when you heard she's pregnant, moving forward, it's all about the baby. The baby comes first before you.
Right.
I guess I've been taking it pretty good. And I have, as I said, I have a lot of good support system, people to talk to and people to listen to. So it hasn't been that bad.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I have a question though.
Go ahead.
When she told you she was pregnant, did you only think about the child? Did you think about the mom? Because I'm hearing you say, well, I thought about, it's not only about me, it's about the child, blah, blah, blah. Did you think about the mom?
So at that particular instance, I thought about her. Don't get me wrong, I thought about her, but the particular instance when she told me she was pregnant, because we were going through some crazy shit happened, some crazy stuff at that particular moment. So my main focus was, okay, you say you're pregnant now. And it was all about the baby. Okay, to be biased, it was all about the baby. She was fine. So my biggest concern wasn't about her. I knew I was going to be there for the baby no matter what. But now my focus was on the baby.
Okay. And I to add to your question, that's something I've always thought about. Usually when like a woman gives birth, right? When people come to a baby shower, for example, it's about the baby. What is the baby gonna be? Is it gonna be a boy? Is it gonna be a girl? When the mother gives birth to a baby, it's like, oh my God, the baby this, the baby this. Everybody comes to visit the baby. Everybody brings presents for the baby, but nobody ever thinks about the mom.
What about that?
Well, you did not carry that baby for 9 months. And it was one day. And that was it. So we don't really have to worry about you.
Listen, I didn't have to carry the baby for 9 months, but I had to take you to the hospital for all those appointments, man. It was
exactly.
Do you know what we go through? I
won't put myself in that.
And on the last day,
I was there. So
no,
I was there.
You don't feel the pain. You do not feel the pain, right? You felt it?
Let me tell you something. I almost lost circulation on this hand. So you know what I mean. They were supposed to amputate my hand, but thank God.
What did you do with the hand? Carry her? Or...
Man, my hand was squeezed until I thought they're gonna cut it off.
When she was giving birth?
Yeah, she was squeezing her.
I thought I was gonna lose circulation of this hand. There was no blood flowing.
Men go through it too, eh?
What do you go?
Yeah, this whole thing
anything.
about pregnancy is not just the women alone, please. Because see, men, for example, your girlfriend get up at 4 a.m. I want fried Oreos.
Burn soup. Unfortunately for me, I never had that. You know, when I got pregnant, I went to my dad. And I never had that person to, like I always say, my second pregnancy, I'm gonna pour all my anger on that man because
why on him? It's not
because the first one I was with my dad and I cannot get my dad up at night and say I want burnt soup. My dad will ask me, who sent you? Or I want bananas or I want mangoes. My dad is not gonna do that. He might do it, but
no. My own was when she was pregnant, I just became a chef. Oh, I wanna eat this. I want to eat this. I want to eat this. So I became a chef from then.
She was lucky then. I mean, she was lucky.
and the fun thing is, she wasn't living with me, so I have to cook the food in my house, carry it, and go give it to where she lives, and then come back to my house.
You all don't suffer anything.
You guys, I think you guys are scaring Aristide. You know, looking at Aristide is still a young man.
Aristide is scared. He's not.
Aristide, how do you feel when you hear all these things?
See, he's just trying to do raps on the face, man. This is tough.
Every time I want to open my mouth, I'm just like, mommy, I'll just mute you. Because it's just so much, man. It's like, you know, obviously, you know, you guys have been through it, you know, from the woman perspective and the male perspective. Don't get me wrong, women go through it. You guys go through the emotions, the physical pain, all of that stuff. You know, you guys are there 24/7. But at the end of the day, you know, it's good to recognize my guys and say, oh, you guys, you know, we're there too. We're on the side. We're helping you guys. We're suffering small, even if it's just small. We suffered. So I don't know.
The people that don't help, because I feel like the people that are there to help, that's good. What of the people that just abandon the women and go? What
of the say something.
That don't want
to say something.
That's Carson's crew right there.
Hold on. Why do I have to be among the people that don't help? What is
well, they call your name. I don't know.
You look like it.
You look like it.
So come on, you come to me and you skip the guy with a condom on his head, and you're there telling me I'll be one of those other guys. Hi.
Oh my God.
Come and keep myself here. I beg. Pass it on to the next person. I'll feed the face.
Guys, woman say, honey, I want some pancake. Guys say, you're on your own.
Again, they don't call me Chef Carl for nothing. I'll leave it at that.
Mm-hmm. All right, then you're gonna be good then.
So you know, as a single parent, like, what's a regular weekday for you? What's a regular weekday for you? Like with your, you know, having to incorporate your baby in your schedule and all of that stuff. Adele.
Well, I would say, right now I don't live with my baby, right? But she's always here once in a while. Okay. So I would say, but when she was growing up, or maybe before she started living with my mom, if it's during like a school, like during like when she's going to school or something, you have to wake up in the morning very early, get them ready for school, take them to school. Or, you know, in America, you know, we have buses sometimes.
Right.
You want to drop them off by yourself, or you want them to ride a bus or whatever. Then you go back home. You never know. They can call you home. They need this when they're still young. Sometimes they just, you know, they mess their clothes up, or they pee themselves, or they do whatever. They have to call you.
Right.
No matter where you are, you have to bring extra clothes or something. You know, after school, you either have to go pick them up, make food for them, make sure they're okay, they've done their homework, they go to sleep, get up, eat, and stuff like that. So that's basically, you know, that's a regular day for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when you take care of all this stuff, like, you know, are you taking care of the stuff like, you know, you wish, you know, the father was here to help out, or is it just like, you know, this is what it is, and I'm going, like, I'm not thinking about like if there was another person here to help me, because this is the situation I have and I'm going to manage it that way?
Well, good question. Sometimes I think about it, but I don't think about like, well, if I wish he was here to help me. Mm-hmm. When I'm thinking for the child, you know, like I wish he was there for her, not being there to help me. That's not what, because it's easy for me. I'm used to, I love my child. I'm doing it because I know that those are my responsibilities, right? Mm-hmm. But when I'm thinking of it, I just think about certain things that he would have watched her do, like all the milestones that she's been crossing and he's not been there. I grew up with my dad. My mom has been here for a very long time. I've been with my dad since I was like 7 years old. So I know the struggle of being a single parent, you know. But sometimes, not like my mom wasn't involved. She usually calls on the phone. She'll support us financially. So that was a little bit different. But now, for example, when you have, let's say the baby daddy is in Cameroon and he cannot obviously support you financially, which I'm not saying that that's the main thing. Sometimes it's just, you know, because I'm able to take care of my child, right? But it's just challenging sometimes raising a child and knowing that there's no father figure in her life, you know. But luckily I have brothers and, you know, I have people that are there to like act like a father to her. So it's not that difficult. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. And for Pascal, you know, I know your baby is only eight months, you know, but do you think about like, you know, getting together or like, you know, and raising the child together, or are you okay with, you know, with the way things are?
Well, that's a good question. For right now, we are I don't know what we're gonna call. I don't know what we call this, co-parenting or whatever we call this. But right now, we are involved in a son's life, like equally. I see him pretty much every day whenever I want to see him. Like I think pretty much after this call, this podcast, I'm gonna go there to see him. I was with him on Saturday, on Monday, and I see him pretty much every day. I want to see him, and well, luckily for me, his grandma just retired just before he was born, so he has her at home 24/7. So she's with him pretty much every other day, every day, every week. And on the weekends, I have a busy schedule. I get up, you know, I work from 9 to 5. Sometimes I have something to do after work, but I try to see him, you know, on the weekends. I make sure I see him on the weekend, every weekend. But during the week, I still go there, go make like 1-2 hours, just hang out with him. It's just nice to see it. Like, I'm just intrigued about seeing the way, you know, all the changes, you know, all the different things he's been doing. Like at one point in his life, all he did was to fold his hands and just look at his hands and fascinated about the hands, and it was just intriguing. Like every single day is something new.
Yeah, no,
every single day is something new. That he does something new. Like just he's 8 months now, and about a week ago, like he has like one teeth right now, and it's so like, oh, you see him. He was, you know, acting cranky when this started, you know, teething and everything, and just see all those progress, and it is really nice. Okay. And it's nice. It's really nice to be involved in his life. So, you know, you want to see everything that happens.
Right. And you mentioned something. You talked about co-parenting, which I think it's something very important, you know, when raising a baby, because, you know, I often hear like parents talk about, you know, watching their babies like, I'm babysitting. And I'm like, are you really babysitting, or are you being a parent? You know, like, I mean, I guess it's just me though, but I don't know how you guys feel about it. You know, like I feel like if it's your baby, you're not.
Actually, you're right. You're right about that.
Babysitting or not?
No, you're right about that. When I watch my nephews, I'll say I'm babysitting. Maybe with my son, there's no way I can say I'm babysitting. Nah, that's not babysitting right there. I'm taking care of my child. Period. When I see people talking about watching their kids and see they're babysitting, it doesn't sound right to me. It is your child, it is your responsibility. There's nothing like babysitting when it comes to that. It is, you're supposed to do that no matter what. That's why
I'm on the right path there. It's like I'm on the right path. I'm ready for this thing.
Pascal, I have a question for you. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Isn't babysitting the act of taking care of a child?
Let me
be your own child to be babysitting. I just have a question about that.
Stop living in black and white, please. Get out of that.
Well, society has made it. Babysitting is not like the act. It's the act of taking care of maybe another person's child. You know, that's just that's how we look at it.
Okay, babysitting is temporarily caring for a child. The key word there is temporary.
Temporary. Exactly. And as a parent, you're not being temporary.
It's not temporary.
It's permanent.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What's his name again? I'm sorry.
Pascal.
So do you ever, Pascal,
yeah.
When you see your baby and the fact that you're always there, don't get me wrong, but you have to come see the child, do you ever get tempted to get back with the mom?
The temptation is real. But there are certain
I like this one. I like
Bernard,
this one.
Bernard, stop talking, Bernard. Just stop laughing.
Right.
The temptation is real, but there are certain unresolved issues that we if there's a possibility for us to get back together, we have to walk through that first. As much as the baby is there for us to take care of, but there are certain underlying things. There's a reason why we didn't make it through this point. We made it through this point separately rather than being together and being in the parents' side. So there's certain things we have to walk through first before we can think about if we're ever going to get back together.
Yeah, I agree, because I always think that you don't have to be with the other parent just because of a child.
No.
At the end of the day, your happiness matters. So you know what I mean? If you're not happy, that child is not going to be happy. So if you're not happy in that relationship, you don't have to force it because of that child. You know what I mean? So,
No, definitely. You're right about that.
Hold on, Pascal. You still didn't answer the question. Is that temptation or not?
He said the temptation is real.
Who's talking? I just said it, right?
He said the temptation is real.
I'm keeping it real.
I said, Pa.
Yeah, I like that.
When that happens like that, just don't do what you did last time.
Lena.
Don't leave me.
I still have something you can borrow. The thing on top of his head.
And he still looks terrified, man. I'm worried.
He's not talking. He's really
He looks terrified. You guys are scaring him. Young man, speak your mind, please.
The temptation is not really over here.
Because you socks, right?
Yes, sir. But I have massive respect for single parents, because obviously I grew up in a single parent home as well. My mom being the single parent or my mom's family. So I have respect for you guys and the way you guys are raising up your kids. Or even for Pascal, even though it's not really, I guess it's single parenting, but you guys are co-parenting. So I really think that's amazing, and the fact that you guys you especially you make an effort to be in your son's life or daughter's life. It's a great thing. But I was going to ask a question that Adele already asked. It was just for if you ever thought that if you were in like staying together in a relationship with the person that you had a problem with and you end up having a kid with, if you thought that staying together with them would be the best option for the child. But then Adele really touched on that already by saying that you need to be happy first, and obviously you want a happy home for your child, and if that happiness is not, then it's not going to reciprocate into the child as well.
Yep. Young man speaking some big words, man. Young man.
I was about to say the same thing. Hey! And you see I've been reading his dictionary.
Man.
Thesaurus. He has graduated past dictionary is thesaurus.
Young man, take a degree the way you get them.
I'm telling you.
I start to do it. I don't finish it.
Exactly.
Wow. Bernard, you are talking like that. You are not too far from me, though. So
I know. Keep talking.
Be firing questions here like that. When it's your turn, you answer.
Nama min.
Ay.
The temptation is real over there.
No, for me, the temptation is not real yet.
Carson, what?
Carson.
What have I done?
I'm telling you, man. You better stay quiet.
Oh, I actually have a question for Pascal, or that might apply to Adele, because I'm saying Pascal because you talked about it a little bit, and you said when you first received the call that your ex-girlfriend or you were going to have a child, and you thought that you were mentally prepared, but financially you don't think you were prepared yet. So for me, I've always that was a good point that you made. So my question for Adele and you as well is like, do you think that there's is there like a level or a defined level for you personally, or is there like a level of financial stability that you really want to have before you start thinking about, oh, should I have kids or should I not have kids?
For me, I feel like if you want to think about finances before having kids, not everybody, we're all different. We all have our own, how can I put it? Everything is not going to happen the way you want it to. So you might sit there waiting to have this certain amount of money in your account. And it takes you about till when you're 40 to make that amount. What are you going to do? God forbid for all of us, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying, not everybody's going to make it as fast as we think. Right. So if you want to sit waiting for that time to have a certain amount of money or to be this financially stable, you might have your kids late. And for women, we have a certain kind of age and we have certain kind of complications. Like me, I had complications. If I never had my child that early, I'm not sure I would have had my child. I'm not sure I would have had a child, because, for instance, I had like fibroid in my womb and it was really so big. It was like really, really big. Imagine 8 years back, and that thing only grows. It grows and it grows, and you don't know. It might make you, you might not be able to have a child. So I can count myself fortunate for even having that child at that age. So
Amen.
I don't think finances is really something that we should look at, because especially in America, everybody can, I know there's poverty out there and stuff like that, but we can all take care of those children,
But I mean, to add to what you said, like, I don't think there's a particular level of like, financial stable that you have to attain,
right,
before you get, but at the same time too, it's like, if you cannot afford it, you might want to think about it a little bit, but
right.
Yeah. So.
Well, I understand. I understand whatever we all say. When I was talking about me not being financially prepared, it's just about when it's you're pregnant, and now I would start thinking about you just have to rearrange your finances. Spend a little less on going to the club and getting a bottle of it. That's $300.
This is the second time you're talking about club. In fact, where is your what city are you in, bro? So
I'm in Philadelphia, man. You know what?
You guys are mayor of Philly.
Mayor in Philly. I'm coming.
He's the mayor of Philly.
You're coming there.
I'm in Maryland, not too far.
Be coming.
It's all about rearranging your finances. Putting your finances on, you just have to rearrange your finances, put the money on where you deserve it the most right now, which is about taking care of the child, the upbringing of the child, and forget about all those other things.
Yeah.
And when that baby is there, trust me, you're gonna adjust.
Right.
It's a quick adjustment for pretty much everyone. You're gonna adjust, except you're gonna be a Debbie dad that they don't care about the kids. But for most of us is to know, if once you have a baby, you really look. It's all about the baby.
Good.
That's what I think. Yeah. It should be all about the baby.
Right.
I saw this this post online. I think it was this morning actually. You know how like we always, when somebody gets married and we'll be asking them like, when is the baby coming, or we'll be asking the woman like, when are you going to give birth? And to kind of touch on what Adele said, like, people have complications that cannot, that they cannot get pregnant. So some people are trying. Some people are not ready, or some people just don't want to have babies. But we keep asking them like, when are you going to give birth? When are you going to get pregnant? Like, I'm sure it gets annoying for some people, but we just don't see it. Maybe coming from like our culture, we know when you get married, it's like, okay, what's next, baby, right? But
so
I guess in these new days, things are different.
Quick question for you guys. So when your child is 2 years old, do you guys say it's 24 months or?
Let's not get to that point right now.
Answer that one.
Oh my goodness.
Get into it.
That is politics.
Oh, man.
That's 24 months after birth.
24
months after birth. Yeah.
So why not just say 2 years? Why are we just wasting time?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. In Cameroon, they're gonna say the child is 2 years, but most of the year, I don't know why they like to call the months so they get to I think it's always 24 months, and then for like they move now 2 years or something. I don't know why they do that, but I guess it is what it is.
America.
It's basically
6 months.
It's basically like asking somebody, how tall are you? They say I'm 5'9.5". What's that have doing there?
No, that half matters.
No. Listen,
it matters. Don't even try
you have to be specific when it comes to that, because that half inch it's a whole different level. The half
deal breaker, man.
Well, that's why my boys. I know Carson be putting his age on his social media for these girls.
My age.
His height.
What do you mean? I don't put it.
So that half is a big deal for Carson.
Check his bio on Instagram.
It's for anyone. Check it, I beg. Screenshot and add it. It's not there. It's not there. No, if I'm putting my height, I'm 6'4".
Hey! On a good day.
No. All these girls that are short, how they know the difference?
Are you Juju?
We don't talk about that. Don't personal matters into that.
All right. This has brought us to our very first segment of the day, which is our African proverb. this African proverb comes from Benin.
Mhm.
It goes by, the young cannot teach tradition to the old.
Who lie you?
Repeat that one again. Let some people hear.
All right, let me
people.
repeat it. Let me repeat it for the people in the back. The
Mm-hmm.
young cannot teach tradition to the old.
That's
I
a
agree.
lie. I
I
disagree.
agree.
A big
Go
fat
ahead.
lie.
I definitely agree.
I beg Adele, tell us why.
Every sense, I agree. No, tell us why you do not agree.
Yes, let's ask the people who are disagreeing first. Cause why
Exactly.
do that?
Yeah. So let me
I
go with
agree.
this one, right? So you said the young cannot teach tradition to the old, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if the old don't know tradition? That's the first thing.
Bingo.
Second, what if it's a new tradition?
New tradition?
Yeah. You
What
got
if the
traditions
old
that are
is a
100
new
years
their whole
old,
life?
I'm
10 years
listening.
old, 5 years old. So third, if I'm
No.
35, if I'm
Stop
25 and
drinking
you're
that
40,
Pamplemousse over there.
this guy. So if I'm 25 and someone is 30, I can't teach them, or 50, I can't teach them a new tradition. To me, I don't see how that works. So go ahead.
What's
Let me hear
tradition,
your
Carson?
point.
Carson, what's tradition?
Exactly.
I don't know. You tell me. You're the host.
No, I'm asking you, what's tradition? What do you think tradition? What do you think tradition is?
It's a,
You know what tradition is to cast.
Isn't it? It's a custom or belief, right? That you pass from let's say
Generation to
pass from one-
generation.
Yeah.
So it means it's coming from the top and it's coming down,
Exactly.
right?
And he used the word you pass
Yeah.
from generation to generation.
But
Like I said, hold on.
but
Like I said, I'm
could be-
young.
it could
I
be
can
reversed.
have my kid. I'm young, right? I'm 25. I can have my kid. I can teach them a tradition I pass to them. And I can take that same tradition and teach it to my mom. Young teaching old. You can't teach tradition to the old.
I agree, because not everything is
sense.
not everything is going downwards. Sometimes things have to go inverse.
Oh,
Man.
man.
But when it's
What I
tradition,
know the flow for up.
the flow for down.
When it bounce, you need to bounce, then go back up. Get out of here, man.
Exactly.
Fall back or down, right?
Exactly.
Then
Exactly.
I
They
said
don't
you for
you don't go up, no.
What if
What happened
that
to
goes
do-
down? I put it in a
What happened
bucket,
to do
carry
in the
it,
morning?
and then pour it back to them.
What happened to do in the morning? You need to go up.
I just when I said what I know the flow for up, I didn't mean you guys should dissect it and tell me say water feed banks go up and come down.
Nah, I
No,
mean,
go ahead, Adele, tell us.
But
Yeah,
but
okay.
to be honest, though, there are some things that the old people at some point, I mean, it's like you're reteaching something to somebody. You know, maybe it's a new idea that perhaps the community is adopting, and then you have to go and teach the old people.
Yeah, but it's not the same tradition, is it?
it's not the same.
So-
You
but-
know
so-
how I look at it? To me, right? Just talking about tradition, maybe I'm just doing direct translation. I don't know how the proverb, I cannot really interpret it, but the way I'm trying to interpret it is tradition, like we know what tradition is back home in Africa. And that's why he mentioned this is an African proverb, right?
Voila.
So I don't want to talk about what we've seen in America or what we are living right now.
The Western world.
That's it, like what we grew up knowing or our parents teaching us. Like you cannot, they say you have to pay bride price. Like, okay, we have a certain tradition. If they didn't pay bride price on my mom, they can never pay bride price on my head, right? Like they will take that bride price and go to my mom's family and pay it for her first before they get married to me traditionally. So I'm just looking at it like those deep African traditions. Those parents, they know better than we know. Like my father always tell me, you cannot sweep at night and things like that. Well, that's just how I look at it. I'm not looking at it like the modern days or whatever tradition we came up with. So that's why I said I agree.
Okay.
Right.
Let me. I just googled what tradition means. Right. It says an inherited, established, or customary pattern of thought, action, or behavior. Right.
Mhm.
Inherited, established, or a customary pattern of thought. Who's to say that customary pattern of thought has to pass down from one generation to the next? It can go from young to old, old to young. It's a customary pattern of thought. I can teach a tradition to someone who's older than me because it's a customary pattern of thought. That's a tradition. So it could be anything. Even back in Africa, it could be anything from how a tradition as far as like, oh, what we do in our family. I can take that, teach it to another family who's older.
Tell that to the
It's still
African
a
parents.
tradition.
So I
The
think
tradition in my house is different from the tradition in your house. I
that's
can teach that to an African parent in another
Carson.
house. They'll ignore me, but I'll still teach them.
yeah,
Carson, I'll accept you 100% what you're just saying, but tell it to an African parent because those people, man, are stubborn.
also, I think when you read that definition, the key word on there to me was inherit.
Inherit, right?
So inheritance. When you say inheritance, that is it implies that you're taken from somewhere, like somewhere before you. You know what I mean? So the fact that inheritance is on there already just kills everything that you just said. You feel me? But I
Not
understand.
And that was the
necessarily.
first thing, though.
Hold on. Not, do I have to inherit from my parents or can I inherit from my friends?
So bro, that's not
I'm just
inheritance.
asking. That is inheritance.
No.
I can inherit something from anyone.
Okay. Speaking of inheritance, right? Everything inherited has an origin, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can be the origin and I can teach it upwards.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's it.
Pascal, what do you think? You're so quiet.
This
No,
you guys are reading into this
Bernard,
too
Bernard.
much. You guys are reading into this too much.
Bernard and
You got a
Carson,
thought that you
I
cannot read.
understand where you're coming
Yeah,
from.
lads.
I understand your point of view right now in the Western world. But
No, it's not Western War, but it's
Bernard, let me talk.
everything. Okay, sorry.
Let me talk. But when he specifically said this pearl is from Benin, and these people are very traditional. And if you know the Benin custom, it's all about teaching from the old to the young. That's how the flow goes. The chain of command is from the elders down to whoever is in the bottom, and that's how they go. You know, those cultures. In the Western world, we interact. We have all these different ideas that we pass from young to old, from old to young. But those people back there, especially those ones in Africa, when it comes to if they talk about tradition, it's always about getting ideas from their parents or their grandparents or their great grandparents to the younger generation, and that's how it.
Yeah, I'm gonna emphasize what Pascal said, but I'm gonna go back to what Carson said about inheritance, because if you even go on Google or wherever and look at the definition of inheritance, you're gonna see it say things like predecessor, succession. What does that mean?
And
It's
I'll say what I said again.
No, I'm being from a dictionary. I'm being English, grammatically correct. You can obviously that's your personal opinion. You can obviously inherit. You feel like you can inherit a tradition from somebody who is younger than you. That's cool. But I'm saying that since Carson was talking about the definition of inheritance or of tradition, and he said inheritance in that sentence, so that claim, that whole sentence after that, it just kills that whole idea, because inheritance implies that it's coming from an older generation or succession, basically. So that means that it's coming from somewhere else before you. Yeah.
Yes, and which is always it turns out to be someone older than you
Who has lived and walked the streets before you were born.
Just like I said,
Anyways, that
just
was
like
a
I
very
said,
good.
I can still inherit something from someone else. It doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be someone older than me who teaches me, and I inherit that same thing, and I teach it to someone else who is older than me. It still doesn't matter. You can still teach tradition to the old.
Tradition is something like, for example, in your village, the traditions that you have.
You know
to
my
follow.
village.
I'm sure your village has traditions. I don't care what village you are from.
Wait, hold on, Carson. I feel even a kata no masa.
Hey.
So
This boy. That's why your hair will always be gray the whole time. You spend all your money on that.
Gray hair
It will never
is
work.
I
sign
don't
of
die this thing.
wisdom.
Let me tell you something.
Hey. All hairstyles matter.
Thank you.
I tell you.
Bernard, Carson, you see why there's nothing under your chin? You see why? The
I
thing is,
saved, that's why.
Carson,
Because you didn't inherit it.
Machine.
Carson, listen, Carson. When you eat under the table, right? Those chemicals are too much, man. That thing made that thing great. So I don't know what you're doing over there, man. You're gonna
When you said under the table, I was thinking something else.
How you not
I
something
was
else?
thinking what we used to do in the
Hey,
physical.
sucks
I was
boy.
thinking about, other thoughts.
That's what I was talking about, Carson.
I was thinking about other thoughts, but it's okay.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. You have to understand language, man.
Exactly.
I don't eat under the table, so don't
Carson,
worry.
they are lines. Read between the lines, pa.
That's what I'm reading now. I'm telling him I don't eat under the table.
What do you do
anyways,
there?
anyways, that was a very good segment. Back to our main topic. So for Cassie, I'm sorry. So back to Adele and Pascal. So so Pascal, since your baby is 8 months old, I don't know if the child is like old enough to like notice this, but Adele, for you, has your child ever felt like the absence of I won't even say absence because, well, I would say absence in a way because that's back in Cameroon, but she gets to talk to her dad very often, right?
Yeah, she does, but like there was a time where I didn't want her to talk to him. Like, when we have our own personal issues, you want to talk to the child. So I cut everything off and stuff like that. But she's the one that came back to me and she asked me. She wants to talk to her
Pascal is getting ready to jump in.
Adele, hold on. Okay. Sorry to cut you short.
No, that's bad, by the way. I know what you want to ask me. Go ahead.
No, hold on. Why is it that when you guys have a problem or you guys have a misunderstanding with your child's parent, the dad, you guys always have to try to cut the link between the child and the father? Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you guys?
Please answer that one.
I really know that's bad. Trust me. Now I know. But then I was thinking all about myself. I was like, well,
it's only been 8 months, but Bernard, it's only been 8 months. But what I've gone through these 8 months, oh my God!
I think I know the answer to that question. I know the answer to that question.
As soon as they don't want something to be away, as soon as you can, as when they say this, you don't want to give them exactly the same way as the one. What they do is they cut the communication because
you know why?
The way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
You always
his stomach and through his balls.
I'm still, I understand, like,
AKA child.
Women, you guys are so vicious. Like, you know how to get to them. You know how to, because like right now, my ex, she knows the only way to get to me is through my son. That's it. There's nothing she's gonna say that's gonna get to me. But once you say, "Oh, you can see your son," now there's a problem. There's a disconnect right there.
And you start paying attention.
I've literally drove to her house to go see the baby, and she's gonna lock the door and just stay in there and talk to me outside the phone. Like, I'll talk to her on the phone, but she's not gonna open the door. So, damn, these women. Why is it that you guys are so, like, why are you guys so mean?
Well, not everybody's mean. But anyways, like I was saying, mine was just mine's right. I did it because I don't know. You have this anger in you depending on what the person did. You feel like you've been there for this person, or you have this child that you're fully responsible for, and then you start hearing all these stories. It's just like the person is taking you for a fool and stuff like that. So when you cut communication with that child, because if he's still able to reach the child, especially at the age where the child cannot really communicate directly with the dad, he's still going to pass through you, and you don't want that communication. So what do? That's the only option I had,
The one thing I want to say is you never want to deprive a child from their father. You never want to do that. You should, because here's the thing. I am talking as an African, because once you cross that boundary and then you do this to an African American or someone that's one of these debit ass, they're just going to walk away and go, you say, you know what, do whatever you want to do. So if you have a parent, and as much as you guys disagree and different other things, you don't want to deprive them from their child, because the day you're going to make them on that thing, guys, we are very patient when it comes to that, but the day you're going to push us to that limit, all we have to do is just walk away. Because, as a guy, we can have 20 different kids, and one day you can impregnate probably 10 different girls, and we can do all this.
Only 10. Only 10.
I get energy.
And so if you're depriving him from seeing the child, you know what? The next thing he's gonna do? He's gonna find the next thing that's gonna console him, and pretty much it's gonna be another female. And guess what?
Right?
Wait, what happened? What happened to you? What happened to you girls just slashing our tires and just breaking windows? Things, simple, regular stuff like that.
But don't slash.
Wait. That's regular in your life, eh?
I'm telling you. I'm thinking the same thing.
You see, Carson, that's me. You're scratching your head, man.
Oh, it makes sense now.
It never happened to me. It never happened to me. Ever.
Now it makes sense.
I'm just saying, what happened to, I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about like other little extremes that you can go to, not like the bigger.
They always
things,
no.
you know?
You know what they do? They hit it where it hurts. They know that's your main focus.
That's what hurts, right? You can change those tires. The next minute,
Carson,
why you gonna see that child?
But that's the point. So why are you guys so evil?
Exactly what I was saying. No, Carson,
Really?
Carson.
I would just go there.
No, we are not.
Don't go that extreme. I was trying to be a little
We
bit.
are not.
That was the point. But that was the point. You see, I went extreme. Just
I was
like
trying to be
women
so
go
like-
extreme.
Oh, you wanted
that
to
was
hit
my
it where it
thing.
hurts, right? That's why you said.
I wasn't hitting when it hurts. I was just trying to draw a correlation. You know, I know obviously you're not evil, but I'm just saying, like, women in general, they can just be vindictive and try to hurt people
Exactly.
without
Trust me, we
thinking
can.
about without thinking about tomorrow.
No, don't think
like,
about the consequences. It's all about
You're biting your nose
now.
to spite your face. Why would you bite your nose to spite your face? That's literally what it is.
Well, I'm sure we can sit here and talk all day about who is evil and with the different experiences Carson has had, because I've not had those experiences. So, I cannot relate. I cannot relate. But Adele, for you, so when is the right time to bring up that conversation with your daughter and telling her like what happened and like why things are the way they are and why there's only a certain amount of communication going from you to her father, and like when is the right conversation? When you think is the right time for that conversation?
Well, for me, my daughter, it's not like my daughter is so smart. So when things are happening, she actually picks up on them. Mm-hmm. So like I put her in contact with her dad. They used to talk, but at one point he'll not call her. Like the gap was really too much. I asked her one day, did you call your dad? She said, Mommy, I've tried. I think I've been calling him too much. He's the one that has to call me now. She told me that. So at the end of the day, these children trust me. And even before she came to me and told me that she needs to talk to her dad, she's the one that came to me. And how old was she? She was like 5. She was like, I need to give me my dad's number. I need to talk to my dad. And when he stopped calling her frequently, she was like, you know what? I've been calling him all this while. He needs to call me now. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, I don't think it just depends on how you bring that child up or how fast that child can pick up on things, right? But for me, she already understands the relationship between me and her dad. She knows. And pretty soon, let's say when she turns 10 or, a teenager or something, I will know from her behavior when to really put her down and explain everything to her. So right now, she knows the basics. She knows what's happening, but she doesn't know the details. Yeah.
Fair enough. And Pascal, for you, I mean, your child is too young, for Adele, it's kind of different because, she's in America. The baby's dad is in Cameroon. But for you guys are both in America, where you know that you're going to spend time with your child when your child gets older, and then the child is going to go spend time with the mom, right? She might be telling her something else. You might be telling him something else. Like, how do you put that together? Like, how are you going to treat that? Or will you just let the child just kind of grow up and, like, try to figure stuff on their own? Or, like, how are you going to talk about it?
Well, I'll tell my child everything I am supposed to do as a father, but I'm never going to talk bad about his mom to him. That's the one thing I won't do that.
Perfectly said.
Say it again?
Perfectly said.
Thank you. And I will do everything in my power to be there for him and to do everything I can do for him, to raise him. So it's funny because it's a very funny thing because I didn't start living with my dad till I was 21. The first time I moved in with my dad was when I came to the States. I grew up with my stepdad from 0 to 13. My stepdad died at 13. And then I got into contact with my dad at 15 or 16. I think 15, 16, something like that. And then I first saw my biological father when I was 19. And I moved in with him when I was 21. And I moved out when I was 24. So in as much as he's never been in my life presently, I've never lived with him that long, but I have had a lot of male influence in my life in such a way that I know what you're supposed to tell your child or how you're supposed to bring up a child. One thing I told myself is that I am never going to be like my dad. That's the one thing I said. Like, I am going to give him the best life can offer and be there for him. emotionally, as much financially as I can be, but you have to teach your child. You want your child to be a better version of you. So I am gonna eliminate the bad of me, teach him the good ones, and I try not to talk bad about his mom. It was between us. It was our problem. It doesn't have nothing to do with him. So he is, as much as he's the epicenter of us right now, but he's a better version. I want him to be the better version of me.
Let me ask something though. We always make this statement about, we want our children to be the best versions of us.
Mm-hmm.
I hear you don't talk about club 2 times. If your child becomes the best version
Well. I understand. Hey.
I did joke.
Don't get me wrong.
No.
It's okay to go clubbing.
Hey. Yes, Dick. Let me go off topic right now, right?
Yeah.
So I remember when I spoke to my dad when I was pretty much around 18, 19. Before the first time I saw my dad, because he's been in the States, he's been here before I was born.
Mm-hmm.
So 1986, something like that. I remember when I spoke to him when I was 19 or 18, and he asked a couple of questions to me, and he asked me, "Oh, do you have a girlfriend?" I said, "Yes." "Have you started having sex?" I didn't answer that question. That was the question I answered.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what my dad did to me? He sent me a whole big box of condoms, different colors and everything. That's what my dad sent to me. He was in America. That's what he sent to me in Cameroon. So that put me in the right track. Say, hey, listen, you got to protect yourself at all time and do everything. So I thought, by my father sending me condoms in Cameroon as a teenager, because he knows what goes through, happens in America.
Mm-hmm.
And in America, you have all these, you have the hospital and everything to prevent you. But in Cameroon, we are not privileged enough to, when a girl is pregnant, it's either she's giving birth or she's going to go get an abortion. And back in Cameroon, it's not 100% sure that she might just go in there and never comes back. So I am going to do the best I can do for him, my best.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll leave the rest to God.
Yeah, I mean.
So what happened to the club? Hold on, what happened to the club?
Well, clubbing is such a, he's going to go there, man. I'm not going to stop him. Oh, hell, no,
He's a man.
No. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with going to the club.
Is he going to own the club? Will he be buying 3 bottles instead of their own one? How is that going to work now? How do you envision him being a better version of you at the club?
The best version.
Yes.
Oh my God.
No. That doesn't. The clubbing doesn't. No, he doesn't have to be the best of it in clubbing. No.
That's part of you now.
No.
I think what Pascal is trying to say is that
He will not go to the club.
nobody will ever top him at the club, basically. So there's no
Okay, Pascal, you said your dad sent you a box of condoms, right? At least for you, you're thinking, okay, I have to protect myself. For some people, that think I have to attack even more. I have all the ammo.
Well, yeah, if you attack that much,
Pascal sending 2 boxes to his son, by the way.
Well, it's the time that I was back in Cameroon, man. This is expensive, man. Carson, that's expensive, man.
Condoms are not cheap, bro.
In Cameroon, man, that thing is 3 for $250. That back then.
I can't relate. I wasn't buying them. I cannot relate.
I can't relate. That's above my spiritual level.
Wait.
Bro, you don't buy them. How do you get your own?
The fact that I said I can't relate means that I wasn't doing things you were doing, sir.
No. You said air like that, you wear socks. You say air like you wear socks all the time. How do you get your own socks?
Wait.
What? Cameroon now. This is years ago, Uncle, not present day.
I'm talking that they're still expensive now to this day now. There's a price drop.
No.
So how do you get your own?
Mom,
Anyway, Pascal.
Carson
said I should ask you if you finished the box.
Man, that took me a long time ago, man.
I'm borrowing some.
What do you mean now?
In Cameroon, man. I became a chairman to be sharing to my friends.
You know how to go boss. They say le tous. Pascal in the socks.
Oh my gosh. This is
in Cameroon,
it's above my spiritual level.
This pinche, déroulé. You know commercial for dance.
Say they play. I remember that too fine.
Some of us are friends.
HIV.
I'm telling you.
HIV commercial, no.
Exactly.
Prevent They ever sing that
We
song?
didn't have TV simulang, so I wasn't seeing anything.
I was in boarding school
We
for
didn't have
like
it.
me.
We didn't have his mom on. We didn't have his mom on either.
So I know.
But
Wait,
football like
you
me,
didn't-
where we take TV from?
You didn't have TV in Little Man Corner.
No. Exactly, in Little Man Con.
15 man con.
anyways, Adele, what advice would you give to, I guess upcoming parents or single parents or people who are, stuck between, working things out with their partners or, going their separate ways and becoming a single parent? What advice do you give, young upcoming parents since you've been doing this for how many years now? 8 years now.
What I was
Listen up, Aristide. Listen up. You're next.
What I'll say, first
fair
of
enough.
all, right, especially in this America, if you know that you're with somebody that you don't plan to be with in the future, be careful. Because if you know that you don't want to either marry this person or end up with this person, be careful. Always wear your socks, like y'all said, because if you get that girl, you're stuck for life. Even if you want to be with her or not, you're stuck for life. So dating somebody, if you're doing understanding and or whatever, but you don't intend to be with that person in the long run, just be careful. That's the first thing. The second thing, men or women, but men first. Please, if you impregnate somebody's child, do not run. Like, be there for that girl because it's a lot. You need to stand by her no matter the situation, even if you want to be with her or not. Just be there because sometimes she needs you emotionally. It's not always financially. That's what people think. Like, it's not always financially. Sometimes it's just emotionally. The child can be sick. You're the only one there with that child and the dad is not there. Sometimes we need y'all, we really need y'all. So you all need to stick together, try to work it out. And the last thing I want to say is you don't have to be with somebody because you don't have a child. If it's not working, if you're not happy, go your way and let the person go their way. But always try to be there together with that child. Yeah.
So go your way and reach child support.
Nicely
I'm
said.
staying.
Yeah, but you pay child support.
No, I'm staying.
Cousin,
We'll work it out.
thank you. Cousin, these girls, man.
I'm staying.
These girls, what they say sometimes, man, it's not what they're saying. They just say the things as come. Next thing you want to say is that.
So
No.
Pascal, now that you are saying that, what advice will you give to
yourself?
Yeah.
No, to yourself.
No, this advice I give to myself from almost a year ago. Guy, protect yourself, man. Wrap that in, even a double capote, you put that on. No.
Exactly.
Let me get real, man. Let me get real.
Okay.
So, but honestly, I'm gonna say this: having a baby is the biggest blessing that's happened to me right now. Because before I had my son, it was all about Pascal. But right now,
We're reckless. Say it.
come on, Baron. I gotta be nice. I gotta push it nice to myself. But right now, I think it has pushed me towards the right direction, and I think I've had a lot of blessings recently since I had my son. Like, honestly, I opened my own business. Even though I work for someone right now, but I open my own business. I'm doing everything. I'm just walking through the right steps, like because of him. Because all I think about is about him.
And the club.
No, the club. That's an after effect. But all I think about is about him, and because of him, I'm pushing myself to do more because I want to provide for him what I didn't get from my dad. So all I think it's all about hustling just to make him, give him the best he's gonna have, because I know his mom is gonna be there for him 110%. So I'm gonna provide myself 110%. So we want the best for him, and as much as we have our differences, but we have one main goal: it's our son. Because we want to provide the best for him, make him have the best education, the best health care system, the best everything life can offer to him. Apart from that, hey,
Nicely said.
Life continues.
I have
Well
this
said.
I have this auntie who always says, she says in pidgin, she says, if you carry belly, born the pikin because you don't know which of the pikin then go bury you.
exactly.
You want me to repeat that?
Repeat it again, I beg.
You want me to repeat that?
Repeat it
If
now.
you carry belly,
Mhm.
born the pikin because you don't know which of the pikin then go bury you.
Which one will retire you?
Yep.
But why can they
So-
not say you don't know which one will be president? Why they don't always
President.
like?
Oh.
Why they think now you don't know which one?
PIA.
Because
that's
Fabia
all
is
it
still
is.
alive. That's why.
But wait, hold on.
Until he
You
dies
think
before.
Fabia is staying in that country that all this year, that guy don't want to die, you think you're going to be president?
That's what I'm saying now.
I don't know what
You
you
never know.
That's
No,
what
you
I'm
never
saying.
knew it.
You never know.
Until he's dead
95%.
before we change it.
Good luck.
So the thing is with tradition, we always believe that you give birth to children, and then they grow up, and then we believe in people bearing their parents, not parents bearing children. So I think that's where that saying comes from. I respect parents a lot, especially single parents, because like I said in the beginning,
Especially the women. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Especially
Why
the
must it be the
women.
women?
No, I did not want to start this. Sorry, I was just saying this.
Why must it be the
Talk
women?
your truth. Talk your own
okay,
truth.
as I dare say, Adele, you have something to tell us. Tell us
No.
while listening.
Especially the women, because we go through it more than y'all.
Equity and equality.
I mean, I cannot even start to argue that because first of all, I'm not a woman.
You don't get begin.
I'm never.
Are you
I
sure?
don't have children. I don't have anybody pregnant right now. So
Are you
Are you
sure?
sure?
Are you sure?
He didn't
I
tell you.
know.
He
Are
just
you
didn't tell
sure?
you yet.
I cannot even argue to that. So I would like you to say that, and
I
let
guess
it
your own
be.
box. I guess your own
That's
boxy flop.
Blesso said what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's what Blesso says. Okay.
I did not say anything, please. I cannot
You're
come and
thinking
kill
it.
myself by myself. anyways, I would like to thank you guys for coming and being with us tonight and giving us some great insights on like raising children and being single parents. Kudos to you guys. Continue doing it. Keep doing your thing. If you know do them, who else go do them? So, any closing remarks from Adele and Pascal?
Well, I really, really enjoy like I said, I'm not that kind of person that talks a lot when I'm with new people, but I really felt this connection. So thank you all so much for having me.
Voila.
Well,
Pascal.
Bernard, as I'm going to say, well, thank you very much for having me here. And when Bernard told me, hey, Pascal, I want to talk about being single parent, I said, oh, God. To be honest, I don't like public speaking. I don't like talking too much with people I don't know about. So, but I felt like because of him, I feel home right now. I feel like I'm home right now. So I had to, just relax and talk about those things that people don't know about me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I won't say this anywhere. But because there are some familiar faces here right now, I feel comfortable, talking about it. And it's all to the future parents and everything. Because trust me, when the bell comes, when the bell rings, you're gonna be right where in this spot where I am right now, and you just have to embrace it. It's all about embracing being a parent. You being a parent, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't have to be ready about it. You don't have to be ready financially. Well, emotionally, you're gonna build yourself into it. It takes a whole 9 months for her being pregnant before she gives birth, and it doesn't have to happen in 9 months. My son came in probably like 3 weeks earlier, so it still doesn't matter. But during that period, you're gonna build your strength and everything to welcome that baby. And once you have the baby, honestly, the first view
joy.
When you see the baby for the first time, and you see when people see your kid and they say, "Oh my God, he looks just like you," like the feeling you have, right? The feel exactly. You know what you say? You say, "Yeah, it's all mine." That's exactly.
I made that.
You're gonna say,
and Adele said, "I gave birth to that."
Yeah.
For the woman, it's obvious. They always say, "Oh, that's." The woman say, "Oh, yeah, I pushed that thing through." But for the man, you say, "Oh, yeah, that's my gene right there." When they say, "Oh, the baby looks like you," it is so joyful. Like I can't explain this.
I said, Pascal, you used to have the same joy when that baby poops.
Huh?
When that baby poops, you used to have the same joy.
No, listen. The first time he pooped, I saw the first time because I've already been. I grew up. I've raised my nieces and nephews. I've changed them when they were younger. So him pooping, it was nothing. It didn't mean nothing to me. It was just like.
I just asked you guys the same joy.
No, it's just
It's
man.
yes or no.
As much as that thing stinks so bad, man, but trust me, man,
There we
you'll be
go.
good. As much as that thing stinks, you'll be good. You know, it's a feeling. I'm to be honest to you.
Yeah, just stuttering the whole time. You'll be speaking clearly. I talk about poop one time.
Hey.
Leave Pascal alone.
To be honest with you
Leave
guys,
Pascal alone.
it's a feeling. You're never gonna feel it until you have that baby.
Right.
It's
Honestly,
unconditional love. That's the only
like you can. All
these things that people are doing.
all you think about at the end of the day, all you think
Adele,
about.
I have
C'est le
unconditional love.
mensonge. C'est le
I have
mensonge.
unconditional love.
No, you
No, man, the love for the woman is always gonna come and go.
Should I
because-
talk about it?
Yeah.
Hey, Pastor.
Talk about
Hey,
Should I talk about it?
talk about it.
We'll save it for another day. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Adele, how can we follow you guys on social media if you have social media? If you want to share your social media handles.
I don't even remember mine. I don't remember it, but
Well, you can follow me on Instagram P_Adele.
I think I helped you. Adele.
mine
P_ADEL.
is femme fatale.
Femme fatale.
Femme
You want to tell them what that
fatale.
means? Strong woman.
Okay, let me tell you what that means. No, like there's this French singer, Linsha. That's like my best musician. So she has this song, and the title is Femme Fatale. Like it's about strong women. That there's one
I knew
man
it.
cheated on all of them.
I knew it.
This man that has dated like about 4 of them, and then when they caught him, and then they were like, they went together. They were like, we have to show this man something and things like
Johnny, have you seen my Johnny? Exactly.
that. It's just about it's just a strong woman. Yeah.
Yeah. Adele.
0316.
Femme fatale.
Can you repeat it? We don't hear you in the back.
so if we not find out say begin the camera, I'll just blame Ade and Pastor.
I don't know. Look up. If you don't want to give a comment, you better just keep that thing. Grab that thing for your foot type
Yeah.
out there. Keep over there. I tell you.
Adele, you want to tell us a little bit about Penjo Studios and what you do, so those listening can check you guys out.
Penjo Studios is just like, how can I put it? I think many people know Penjo Baba, right? He's a photographer in Cameroon, very popular and stuff like that. So he works with a lot of people. So during all this quarantine time, he just came up to me and he was like, do you mind recording videos, just talking about different things, That was a project that we're supposed to be working on, but I haven't really been recording a lot of videos lately, but I'm going to start back soon. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, you heard it from her. Guys, if you're listening, please you can always follow us on Twitter at NowYouKnow1 and on Instagram at NYK Podcast. This has been Blessing, Aristide, Bell, Carson, and our 2 guests, Pascal and Adele. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Coronavirus, everybody's sanitized.